Hello everyone, my name is Josh. I was a computer science teacher for over a decade. I now run a tutoring business where I've helped thousands of students to get better grades, and I was an examiner for multiple exam boards. What these series of lessons is to do with is to try and get you to make some quick progress and get you back in the zone after the summer, but also just, teach you some things about programming. So I've got this paper and I got this question, and I thought we could have a little look at this question and show you how to answer it, and talk about some of the key points with it. So we've got in this one, we need to write an algorithm to play this game. The player is asked 3 addition questions. Each question asks the player to add 2 random numbers together, 1 to 10. If the player gets a correct answer, we're going to add 1 to their score. And at the end of the game, the score is displayed. So let's have a little look at how we do this. There's a couple of ways that we can do it. But I'm going to show you the easiest way that I think and the most reader friendly, but there are different ways of doing this. First of all, we need to generate a random number, and how we do this is we go for import random. We get this special library called random, and what that does is that just means that we can use the random function to generate as a random number. Now, not all of the programs and all of the different functions are loaded into Python to use immediately. This is to save processing time. So sometimes what we have to do is we have to import it. And this is just the case with random. So import random does that. Then we just need to generate a random number. So we're going to do num equals random dot randint. Now, to make sure that you don't put rand it, I see quite a lot of students doing that, and then we're going to go 1 to 10. And then what we're going to do is then we'll do num2 is equal to random dot randint 1 to 10 as well. So that's both of those two are going to generate some random numbers there. If you want to sign up for free exam support, please click the link in the description. And remember to subscribe for more free content. So what we then need to do is we just need to output a message to the user just telling them what the actual problem is. So num, actually we'll do what is, comma, num, comma, speech marks plus. So we're using a bit of string concatenation here, num2, and then we'll put a little question mark at the end there. And that'll be really good practice. So the comma, what that's going to do is that's just going to mean that we can join the variables together with our string. And then if we output that, you'll see that it will generate a different question each time. And then we actually need to get the user to pick an answer. So we're going to go answer is equal to input, and we can just leave that blank actually, but we're actually going to do int input. Reason that we're going to do int input, which is a casting function, what casting does is it changes a data type from one to another. So you've got a string and we need to make it an integer. So because we need it to behave in the way that a whole number does, that's why we put int around it like that. Then what we need to do is we're going to do if, we'll do real answer here as well. So what I'll do is I'll just add those two numbers together. So num and num2 and store those in there. And I go if answer is equal to real answer. What that's going to do is that tells us that they've got the correct answer. So we're going to say, well done. Well done. You have got the correct answer. And then what we're going to do up at the top here is just generate a score. So we're going to do score is equal to 0. And then we're going to do here score equals score plus 1. This comes up all the time. So having score equals score plus 1 is a super, super important construct that you use in programming all the time. Make sure you understand the concept of it, about how it starts off at 0, and then what's going to happen is when this if statement is activated, what we do is then we add on 1 to it, so then it becomes 1. If we get the next one right, it's already at 1, so it goes 1 plus 1, 2, and then builds up to 3, which we're going to have 3 potential chances at this. Then what we're going to do is just go, if they didn't get it, then we're going to say you didn't get it right, so print unlucky. The answer was, comma, real answer. Okay, so if we have a go at that, what that's going to do is it will, so it says, what is 2 plus 1? So if you type in 3, it will say, well done, you got the correct answer. Okay, now it said, if we just check back on the previous one, It says if the player gets the correct answer is 1 added to that. So we've done that, and we need to ask 3 questions. Now you could, if you wanted to, just do that 3 more times, but there is a more efficient way of doing this. What I'm going to do is, it needs to be after score, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a for loop, and I'm going to do for I in range, bracket 3, because I want this to repeat it 3 times. And if you do that and indent all of that, so what I've done is I've highlighted all of that and pressed the little tab button, which that just saves you having to do it for each of them. That's going to save you loads of time. And then that will just mean that it will just repeat that process 3 times when it gets to the end of it. At the end, it is asked us to output the score. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go print. You answered the 3 questions. Your score was, comma, and then score. Then that'll do that. So that is how we solve that problem and get full marks on there, people. Have a little go with it. Try some different ones. I mean, maybe what you could do is you could go for trying to do it with just 3 separate if statements. That's absolutely fine, and trying to do it that way. Or you can try and use my method with the for loop. Best of luck, people. Let me know how you get on.